Hello and good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters from District 120. A hearty welcome to you all on this lovely Saturday evening. Before we begin this meeting, let us set some ground rules. If possible, please keep your camera on and also interact with the speaker whenever he calls for an answer, which will make this session even more engaging. Secondly, if you have any question, drop it in the chat box or use raise hand option. The questions will be answered in the Q&A session. Thirdly, unmute only if you are called upon, and please go back on mute after speaking to avoid any kind of interruption. With the ground rules set, first, let me acknowledge the presence of our District Director of District 120, Toastmaster Satish Menon, who is joining us today. Sir, would you like to have a few words?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hati Niveda. A very good evening to all of you present here for the inaugural session of TLI for the Toastmasters year 2021-22 for District 120. Last year, when we've launched all the TLI programs online, a lot of us were very skeptical whether we would get members, whether the programs would be successful, whether the knowledge that is being disseminated will it reach to the right level to the members. But then as we progressed during the course of the year, we found out that those trainings were being received very well by the members. So much so that people started telling us that they don't want trainings on weekends, they wanted trainings on weekdays. And they wanted more trainings with 1 hour capsule rather than 2 hour capsules. So we shifted to more of 1 hour capsules. And by the end of the year, in June 2021, when we looked at what we had done, we had almost trained close to 5,000 members. We had a session almost every week from TLI. And to such an extent that a lot of members actually told us that that was more of an overkill. But then what we found out that most of these sessions when members learned and then they went back to the clubs, we could see the change happening at the club. And these are sessions, we never limited it to only the speech contest or only JTP, OTPs. Those are mandatory. We also took it to other like parliamentary procedures, conducting club business meetings, how to kind of ace a speech contest. There were a lot of other things that we did as part of TLI. And the proof of the pudding was by the end of the year, you had a district which was medley distinguished for program quality. And that can only be achieved if a lot of these trainings are taken back to the club and are put to use in the club in the right manner. And looking at the attendance which we had for most of the sessions, we were pretty much happy that we are on the right track. And being online gives you that freedom because you can choose to attend whichever sessions you want to. Most of the sessions were repeated, so you could, if you miss one session, you go attend some other session. And we also recorded a lot of these sessions and put them on the D120 YouTube channel. So that was there for people to go back and see. Looking at the success of what we did last year, we said, let's continue on that for this year. So obviously, this year, the trainings would be a bit different compared to last year because we have learned a lot from what we did last year, plus based on member feedback. So this is going to be a bit different. And this year, we have already published the calendar at the beginning of the year. So every member can see which are the trainings which are going to happen throughout the year. So to look at today's program, we said what better way to kick off the TLI session for this year by talking about parliamentary procedures, because a lot of us, and that was me included when I started in Toastmasters, I thought clubs were only about giving speeches and doing evaluations and competing in speech contests. But over a period of time, we realized that it's not only about that, it's also about conducting the business in a proper manner in the club. Because when you talk about a club is a collection of 20 or more members. So it's like an organization, it's like a company, it's like an association. So you have to have certain rules and regulations, how the association is governed, what are the right policies and procedures, how do you implement that, how does each member get heard, because the member is the most important person in Toastmaster. And how does every member know what their rights are? How do you do things in a professional manner? Now, Toastmasters International has got a lot of governing documents which talk about all of that. But how do we learn about it? And how do we go and implement that in our club? A lot of it today has been more about interested people reading it and implementing it. So certain clubs do it properly, certain clubs don't do it. Okay, we all know that. So we said, what better way to start the session for this year than to talk about how to go about implementing proper business and parliamentary procedures in the club, so that it sets the entire clubs and the members and the district on the right footing to how to take the basic unit of Toastmasters, which is the club and its members, into the right direction. So that's why we have the first session today on parliamentary procedures. We definitely have more exciting sessions lined up as the year progresses. And so let's all get together today to enrich ourselves with a lot of knowledge on the session. I'm happy to see that there are 125 members already signed in. So without wasting much time, you can hear a lot of me during the course of the year also, but I wouldn't want to waste all of your time by talking about what we have for the future. So let's straight away get into the proceedings. Have a great learning ahead for the next 2 hours. Please ask a lot of questions. Ask any type of questions. No question is a wrong question. No question is a silly question. Every question is a question to dispel the myths or the beliefs that we have about something, which in most cases will be untrue till the time we hear the truth. So here's wishing all of you happy learning, happy Toastmastering, all the very best. Back to you, Madam MC.
Thank you so much, District Director Toastmaster Satish Menon. Indeed, those words are true, because I am one among the members who gained a lot of knowledge through this TLI events. Moving on, today with us, we have a renowned speaker and a leader with us who is going to enlighten us on the topic parliamentary procedures. A quick gist about this session would be, this session is going to be interactive and engaging, which would enable us all to learn what is a business meeting, its purpose and benefits, along with the demo session, and also a detailed presentation on how to handle motions and conflicts at club level. Well, all these terms might seem jargon to some of you, and for some, it might be a cakewalk. Here is to a quick poll to test our knowledge. Zoom Master, can you launch the poll? While the poll is being launched, I request the audience to start answering these questions.
It disappeared.
The poll has been ended. And now can I request the Zoom Master to launch the results? Thank you, Zoom Master. Well, these are the questions and these are the answers that have been given by our audience. Now, let us move on to the session to know about what are the right answers for all these questions. Well, now it's time to introduce our speaker of the day. He is a member of Chennai Keelpark YMCA Toastmasters Club. He is our current district parliamentarian for our District 120. He was also part of District 20 Kuwait's Toastmasters, where he has served as Division Director and District PR team. He is also an entrepreneur who is interested in social activities, and he firmly believes that Toastmasters has helped him to handle big teams and taught him to resolve conflicts among team members. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our educational speaker for a day, District Parliamentarian DTM Sivaraj Piramuthu. The stage is yours.
Thank you, MC Toastmaster Adini Veda, District Director Satish Menon, Program Quality Director Toastmaster Arti Mangalam, Club Growth Director Toastmaster Gayatri, Division Directors, Area Directors, and fellow Toastmasters. Good evening. In the year 2015, I was DP Education. I went to attend a district council meeting in Dubai. The actual reason for traveling to Dubai to attend the meeting was to go on sightseeing. So to attend the district council, but later on to enjoy the sights there. But in the meeting, in the district council meeting, people were talking about, they were debating on motions, passing motions. Almost 300, 350 members. It was the biggest district at that time. So a lot of discussion were going on. I was not aware what is going on. And later on, when I returned back to my club, I went directly to my mentor. I asked him what they were passing motions, they were debating. I don't know what at all. Then he told, we do it in our club business meeting. No, I was not paying any attention to the business session at all. My aim was about, until that time, I was concentrating only on my speeches. As our district director was mentioned, to develop our speech to go to the contest, like that only. And I thought, okay, now we have to learn. So immediately we arranged for a parliamentary workshop in our club, because all the seniors, they knew, but the newcomers like us, so we were not aware about the parliamentary procedures. So I learned from the club level there. Now, when I look back, before knowing about the parliamentary procedures and after parliamentary procedure, once a new parliamentary procedure, it will be helpful throughout your life, wherever you go. See, I was part of an association. I went for a club, Lions Club. I was Lions Club member. Wherever I go, now I know the rules. Most of the rules will be same, and the parliamentary procedures is almost same throughout the world. Either they follow the Robert Rules of Order or some other system. Only thing is they are going to follow an order and they will pass motion, all those things. So I learned this after maybe 3 years of Toastmasters. Until then, I don't know what is parliamentary procedure, but they were following in my club business session and I was not paying any attention to it. So why I want to explain to you why it will be helpful for you. Today's session, you will understand that how to use your parliamentary procedure knowledge in your club level. So first, let me share my screen. Can you all see it?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, DTM.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yes, I can able to see your screen, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Okay, this is the main reason for following any rules of order. So we follow Robert Rules of Order. So in Robert Rules of Order is nothing but a parliamentary procedure to conduct a meeting. So to maintain decorum during the business meeting. To ascertain the will of the majority. So only the majority can decide and preserve the rights of the minority and to facilitate the orderly transaction of the business. This is what I was keep on telling for almost for 2 years. This is what I am telling about this one, and where we use it is we use it in the club business meeting. But whenever we talk about parliamentary procedure, there are some basic definitions that we have to know. First, let us know those basic definitions. This is quorum. Wherever you go throughout the world, it's not only Toastmasters meeting, wherever any association, any clubs, they will talk about the quorum. Quorum is the minimum number of members required to transact a business. For example, if you have, this is here it is mentioned members, it is active members. Who are the active members? Maybe the club might have 25 members, out of which only 18 members are active. Active means they are coming like regular to the meeting. So the quorum is out of 18, the majority. Majority means it is always above 50. Okay, 50 plus 1. Once it crosses 50 plus 1, if it is exactly 50 also, it is not a majority. 50 plus 1 is majority. Constitution. We have a club constitution. It is Form 6A. So it is there, our organization fundamental governing principle. So whatever we have to follow, it is given in our constitution. It is only a 6-page document. Please go through that one. And bylaws. Bylaws normally it is pertaining to individual club. That is our Form 6B. That is addendum of standard club option. Standing rules. This is concerned with only the club. They have their own standing rules. That is concerning their administration. Main motion. What is the main motion? If you have some proposal for the executive committee, please take an action on this item. You can do that by just a WhatsApp, you can send a message, but in a formal way, it should be during your club business. And the presiding officer for any club business session or whatever business meeting, there should be a presiding officer. Presiding officer, he will be seeing that the rules are observed. So he will be the leader and he will follow all the rules of order. Presiding. Okay, now business meeting. Why business meeting? And we have talked about the business meeting. If we want to transact the club business, only we can do in our business meeting. Members can discuss about club operation, progress, and future. It's a healthy debate. You can ask, and the club president or club officers, they will be explaining to you. And ratify executive committee decision or actions. So whatever the decision the executive committee is making, you have to come to the club members and get it approved. Now, what are the benefits when you do this one? It's transparency. The main thing is, because you are very transparent, what you are doing, you are coming to your members and telling them, we did this one, please approve. And the other one is ethical practice. Ethical practice, we are following the democratic procedures. The interest of all members are protected, even if they are minority. This is because there will be some group of people, one group is neglected. No, it is not like that. In club level, once you follow parliamentary procedure, all the members will have equal rights. And the action of executive members also protected. Because once the decision has made in the club level, once you pass a motion and it is adopted, that means now it is the decision of the club, not the executive committee or the members. It is entire club. So the club has decided now. So when you go outside, whatever the debate between an opposing member and proposing member, it might be there. But once the debate is over and the meeting ends, then you become normal. You come out and you say that, yes, the club has decided. That's it. So now we keep on talking about the business meeting and the parliamentary procedures, about motions, all those things. What we thought this time, we will make little change. We will have a demo of a business meeting. Let all the participants observe first, and later on we can discuss. I will explain why we are doing that. So now for the business demo business meeting, I will hand over the session back to our MC, Toastmaster Adiniveda.
Thank you so much, District Parliamentarian DTM Sivaraj Piramuthu. Now that we have listened, why should we conduct business meeting and their importance? Are you all ready to watch demo business meeting to understand in depth as to how to use this knowledge that you have gained here? To demonstrate this demo business meeting, we have passionate and vibrant Toastmasters with us today. To introduce them, we have our past Division B Director, Toastmaster Vaikunth as Presiding Officer, We have District Finance Manager, DTM Abraham Zakaria. We have Division B Director, Toastmaster DTM Kundavi. We have Area B4 Director, Toastmaster Rajesh. We have Toastmaster Krishnan, Toastmaster Kaushik, Toastmaster Bhavya, Toastmaster Satish Swain, Toastmaster Andita, and Toastmaster Chinmay. Before handing over the stage, I again request all the audience to keep themselves on mute throughout the demo session to avoid any kind of interruption. We have a separate Q&A after this session. Without any further ado, let's greet our demo team to proceed with this demo session. Over to you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Vaikunth.
Thank you, MC Adiniveda. I now call the meeting to order. The agenda was already circulated previously. If there are no amendments and edits to the agenda, we shall consider that the agenda is adopted as circulated. Are there any amendments?
No.
All right. Thank you. The agenda is adopted as circulated. I request the Secretary, Toastmaster Rajesh, to call for quorum.
Thank you, District Toastmaster Club President, Presiding Officer DTM Vaikunth. We have 16 members, active members present out of 20 active members. So quorum is present.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is for the Secretary to read the previous minutes of the meeting. Secretary Rajesh, please proceed.
Mr. President, this has been circulated. Can we take it as read?
We can, but for the purposes of this demo meeting, let us read it.
So Presiding Officer DTM Vaikunth, can I read the minutes?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Please raise your hand if you want to speak. I will recognize you and then you may speak. Raise hand option is available in the reactions button. Thank you.
Meeting started at 4 p.m. with 16 members and 2 guests in attendance. Surgeon at Arms Toastmaster Archana introduced the Presiding Officer DTM Vaikunth. The Presiding Officer called the meeting to order and the guests were introduced. The guests were Mr. Selvaraj and Mrs. Kartiga. The apologies were received from Toastmaster Balu, Toastmaster Sandarsegar, DTM Geetarani, and Toastmaster Zubair. The agenda was adopted with changes. Account role was changed to Toastmaster Vidya instead of Toastmaster Balu. Presiding Officer delivered his address and motivated members to actively participate in district events. Business session was called to order by Presiding Officer DTM Vaikunth. Quorum was present as 16 members out of 20 active members were present. The minutes of meeting 121 was approved without changes. It was proposed by DTM Abraham Zakaria and seconded by Toastmaster Anindita. VPPR Toastmaster Maunish presented the PR reports and requested all the Toastmasters to send their achievements to include in the newsletter. Treasurer DTM Zakaria presented the financial report and informed there is 12,000 rupees surplus amount in the account. Change of club timings was proposed by DTM Krishnan and seconded by Toastmaster Kaushik. DTM Krishnan, Toastmaster Bhavya, DTM Sivaraj, Toastmaster Rajesh, Toastmaster Satish, Toastmaster Anindita, Toastmaster Kundavi debated on the motion. The motion to refer to a committee was proposed by DTM Abraham Zakaria and seconded by DTM Krishnan. Motion refer to committee was adopted on majority and Presiding Officer appointed Toastmaster Satish Swain to be the chair of the committee and requested to submit the report on the next business session. The motion to postpone the changes in the club timings until the next meeting was proposed by Toastmaster Kaushik and seconded by Toastmaster Bhavya. Motion was adopted on majority. There being no further business, business session was adjourned at 4:30 p.m. The presiding officer introduced Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Darshana. Toastmaster of the Day introduced the theme, the paradigm shift. General Evaluator Toastmaster Kundavi introduced the tag team players. Timer was Toastmaster Sushmita. Word of the day was procrastination was introduced by grammarian Toastmaster Nitya. Our counter was taken care by Toastmaster Vinod. Prepared speeches. Toastmaster Vidurar delivered its speech, project number 2 on the title, First Step for Good Relationship, and was evaluated by DTM Arun Sridhar. Toastmaster Chinmay delivered his speech, project number 3 on the title, Success Quotient, and was evaluated by Toastmaster Arun Kumar. Toastmaster Sharani delivered its speech, project number 3 on the title, Snooze Button, and was evaluated by Toastmaster Vinod. Toastmaster Manikavelan was a table topic master, and the speakers were Toastmaster Bhavya, Toastmaster Kaushik, Toastmaster Berlin, DTM Krishnan, and DTM Anil. General evaluation was carried out by Toastmaster Kundavi. Toastmaster Chinmay achieved his Path 4 Level 4 award, and Toastmaster Sharani achieved her Path 4 Level 3 award. Toastmaster Vidurar was the best speaker. Toastmaster Arun Kumar was the best evaluator. Toastmaster Berlin was the best TT speaker. Toastmaster Kundavi was the best role player, and Toastmaster Vinod was the best tag role player. The presiding officer adjourned the meeting at 6:01 p.m. Over to presiding officer, DTM Vaikuntham Ganesh.
Thank you, Secretary. Are there any amendments, any edits, additions, deletions to the minutes of the meeting as read by the Secretary?
Yes, there is one amendment. The point that the best evaluator was Toastmaster Arun should be amended. The best evaluator was Distinguished Toastmaster Arun Sridhar.
Thank you. Secretary, please note the amendment as suggested.
Yes, noted, DTM Vaikuntham.
Thank you. I now declare that the minutes of the meeting is approved as read along with the amendment mentioned. Next item on the agenda is the club officers report. We have our treasurer, Distinguished Toastmaster Abraham Zakaria, to present the treasurer report along with the budget for the upcoming term. Distinguished Toastmaster Abraham Zakaria, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President, DTM Vaikuntham. Here is my report as a treasurer for the period 1st July 2021 to 31st December 2021. One set I have the actuals and the other one is the budget. Actuals for the previous year. That is from 1st January to 30th June 2021. And the second column is the budget. That is for comparison. I have given the actuals and the budget. Opening balance was 20,000 rupees and members fees received is 40,000 rupees. So we have actually received 60,000 rupees. The budgeted amount is 25,000 rupees. When you come to the closing balance, you will get that money. Membership fee, we are expecting 50,000 rupees. And coming to the expenses, we have the payments actual made was 30,000. This month, this period, we are expecting 40,000 to be paid. Venue and other expenses remaining to be the same. And the closing balance is going to be the 30,000 rupees. So with that budget I am proposing, and I request the members to pass it for the club to run the show. Over to President.
Thank you. Are there any questions with regard to the budget? As we know, the budget has to be approved by the club in order to spend from the club's treasury. I now request for the Zoom master. I now request the Zoom master to please launch the poll to vote on the budget. Please, I request all the members to approve. The poll will be on for 30 seconds. Thank you. Out of 174 participants in this meeting, 76 have voted, out of which 71 have voted in favor of the budget and 5 have not voted in favor of the budget. With a simple majority, I declare that the motion to approve the budget as presented is passed by the floor. Thank you.
Thank you.
We do not have any standing committee reports for today. We have one special committee report, but that will be taken up as part of the old business or pending business order. We now have special order for today, a new member induction. The Vice President membership of the club. Toastmaster Kundavi, stage is yours for new member induction.
Thank you, President Waiku. Fellow Toastmasters, it is now our duty and privilege to induct a new member, guest Chinmay Rathi, into the ABC Toastmasters Club. This is an important occasion for this new member and for our club. He has come to Toastmasters seeking to improve his communication and leadership skills, and we now have an opportunity to help him to learn, grow, and achieve. May I request our Sergeant at Arms to move the guest to breakout room? Thank you. Our guest, Mr. Chinmay Rathi, is a businessman and has a strong passion to become a good communicator. He had attended our club meeting as a guest twice. Dear members, do you have any objection in inducting our guest as our member?
No.
If there is no objection,
No.
thank you. If there is no objection, guest Mr. Chinmay Rathi stands approved to be our member. Sergeant at Arms, please bring him to the main room. I will now call our new member, Mr. Chinmay Rathi, to join me at the lectern. Please withhold your applause until the ceremony is completed. Mr. Chinmay Rathi, you are joining a worldwide organization that has helped over 3 million people to learn to communicate more effectively. As a member of this club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become a part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. May I request our VP Education, Toastmaster Satish Bryan, to assign a mentor for this new member?
Yes, Kundavi, thanks. DTM Abraham Zakaria has been assigned as mentor of Toastmaster Chinmay Rathi. Thank you for the ask, and over to you.
Thank you, Vice President, Education. DTM Abraham Zakaria, as a mentor, would you like to help our new member in achieving his goal?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, we ask you, Mr. Chinmay Rathi, to dedicate yourself to personal growth, to share this great gift with your fellow members, and to help keep this Toastmasters Club strong and dynamic. Please face our fellow members and affirm your membership by repeating the following words. I will give the words, you can repeat without unmuting, and at the end, you can accept. I, Chinmay Rathi, in the presence of my fellow members of the ABC Toastmasters Club, make this firm obligation to attend meetings regularly and prepare fully for each assignment, to apply myself to the program outlined in the pathway manuals, to participate actively in club activities, to evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner, to build and open friendly relationship with my fellow members, and to bring other new members into the club so that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters. Chinmay Rathi, are you making this stretch?
I agree.
Thank you. Now, fellow Toastmasters of ABC Club, would you all, as club members, please stand and repeat our club's pledge to its new member? You need not repeat, you can repeat it unmuted. We, the Toastmasters of the ABC Toastmasters Club, pledge to support you in the quest for self-development, to provide you with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give you opportunities to help others, and to make your Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience. Dear members, do we pledge so?
Yes.
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 Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, Toastmaster Chinmay Rati, here is a membership pin of a new member. We are welcoming you to our club. Here is a membership pin and you can use it officially, and you have become the member of this ABC club. Now, you can share a few words with your club members as a member. Over to you.
Thank you so much for ABC Toastmasters Club for inducting me. It was just 3 years back when I was interviewing for Christ College. I got rejected over there because my communication skills were not very good. From then, I have been always waiting for a platform where I can develop my communication skills. And now I found this platform. I'm really very glad that I can develop my communication skills finally, even network with other Toastmasters for my business as well. And I'll definitely use this as a platform and catapult myself to greater heights. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chinmay. Fellow members, let us welcome him with an applaud. With this, the induction ceremony is over. Back to the president.
Thank you, Vice President, membership. Secretary, do we have any pending business from the previous business session?
Yes, Presiding Officer. Your motion to refer was there in the part of last business meeting.
Yes. The main motion was to change the club timing from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. The committee referred to was headed by Toastmaster Satish Swain, which was referred by a subsidiary motion. I request Toastmaster Satish Swain to present his committee report to the club.
Thank you, DTM Venkatesh. I, along with Toastmaster Kartika, Berlin, and Meenal, have been appointed by the club to take it to a reference committee through a subsidiary motion to the main motion just informed by DTM Vaikund. Around 16 active members were present, and we got 10 members, that is 62.5%, voting against the change of club meeting timing from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 4 members, that is 25%, in favor of changing the meeting time to 7 p.m. and the remaining 2 abstained from voting. Thanks, and over to you, Presiding Officer DTM Vaikund.
Thank you, Toastmaster Satish. Since we do not have any discussion to be had at this point of time, we already had a discussion on this, and that is why it's referred to a committee. We will now vote on the main motion to change the time from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. I request you to consider the committee's report and vote accordingly. Zoom Master, can we have the poll for the main motion, please? You have 30 seconds to vote. Thank you. Out of 168 members present and voting, we have had 81 members who have voted, and the rest, I assume, have abstained. Out of the 81 members, there is a favorable 51 of them have voted in favor of the motion to change the club timing to 7 p.m. from 6:30 p.m. and 30 of them have voted against the motion. Hence, the motion to change the club timing from 6:30 to 7 p.m. has been adopted by the club, and the executive committee shall take action as necessary to implement the decision. Thank you. Now we have a time for new business. Do we have any new business to consider for today?
Yes, I have a suggestion. So I suggest we reduce.
Yes, Toastmaster Anandita.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
I suggest we reduce the membership fee due to the low expense, etc.
Thank you for your suggestion, Anandita. But can you make it into a specific motion that can be acted upon by the executive committee?
Yeah. I propose that the membership fee be reduced.
Can you be a little more specific on the amount, if possible?
I propose that the membership fee be reduced from 4,500 to 3,600.
Do we have a seconder to the motion?
I second.
Please recognize yourself.
I myself, Toastmaster Kaushik Chopra, seconding the motion.
Thank you, Kaushik. Secretary, please note that the motion to change the membership fee from 4,500 to rupees 3,600 has been tabled in front of the club members for consideration. I will now allow Toastmaster Anandita to go ahead with her points for the motion as mentioned. Anandita, the floor is yours. Time is 1.5 minutes. Timer, please be on spotlight.
Thank you, President DTM Vaikund. So one of the main reasons I had suggested this is because for the past 1 year, we've been having online meetings, and with online meetings, I know there is very less expenses with Zoom, and we don't have to pay for the venue and the refreshment charges, which was something which we were doing when we were meeting in person. But now I can see those costs have been reduced significantly, to be honest, and the only cost that we are actually paying is for Zoom, and that's on a monthly subscription. So I feel that it will be better to change the membership fee from 4,500 to 3,600. With I can also understand that most of the members in the club might be going through some financial crisis due to COVID, etc. So I feel it will be better for the club and for the members if have a good experience and to never leave the club due to this problem. So I feel that we could reduce the.
Thank you, Anandita, for your proposal. Do we have anybody to oppose this motion? I see Toastmaster Abraham Zakaria has raised his hand. I recognize DTM Abraham Zakaria. The floor is yours to speak against the motion.
Being the treasurer of the club, I have some reservation about reducing the membership. First and foremost, COVID is come to almost an end. So we have to go back to the old normal, I must say. And I understand the snacks we are supplying is going to be costlier than what we are earlier. So unless we have some reserve, we cannot meet all these expenses. Thirdly, the venue also, I believe they are going to charge. More importantly, during this COVID period, no member has left. In fact, we have added 10 members. That means it is not the money, but the value they get is more than what money they pay. So I object to this, and I request the members to remain the raised fees as intact. Thank you. Over to Mr. President.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Abraham Zakaria. I will now allow Toastmaster Kaushik, the seconder of the motion, to go ahead and speak in favor of the motion.
As you can see that the rent of the during physical meetings, we used to have the rent for the place. So that's not happening right now, as already Toastmaster Anita has mentioned. And not just that, due to COVID, many people have lost their jobs. So many doesn't have that much money to afford for the membership fee. And if we reduce not just the Toastmasters International membership fee, at least even if we try to reduce the club fee, we are charging 100 rupees per month. So in a term, we are charging 600 rupees. So even if we try to reduce that, we can get the total amount for membership to be 3,600 as mentioned earlier. So that is one point. And the second point that I would like to suggest is that there is no major investment in any club activities due to virtual meetings. So earlier we used to have physical meetings, and that time we used to have some contests, club contests or conferences. So for that, we usually invest money in that. But right now we have only the Zoom meeting. So for that, the subscription money is already paid. And
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaushik. Do we have any opposers to the motion? Bhavya, I recognize you. The floor is yours to speak against the motion.
Yes, it's not just the physical investment when it's about Toastmasters, but the investment that we have in knowledge. So when speaking about the investment that we have in knowledge, there is no stop to it, and there are many things where we've substituted a few costs. Like for example, we have the cost of venue and refreshment has been substituted by our Zoom license and by our mailing systems, and things that has been happening. Like for example, awards and recognitions is still happening, and we are sending out awards and everything. So the shipping charges and everything is extra here. So this organization has its services that is being running, and as a part of this organization, we have to support that. And if there is a cut in our membership fee, we will have to, we have to cut down on the services, and that's not practically feasible. So I will request you to kindly not vote in, not to adopt the motion and vote in opposite. That is one request from our end. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavya. We have time for a final round of discussion, and then we will proceed to vote. Do we have anybody else who wants to speak in favor of the motion?
Yes, Krishnan.
Yes, Krishnan, I recognize you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. See, people said that corona pandemic is already over, but it is not the case. There is always threat of further this one coming up. So it is not over yet. So the people lost their jobs is reality. So many people are struggling to meet ends. So that point is also still valid for us to bring the reduction. And at this point of time, like everyone try to contribute, we as a club can help the members by bringing down some portion of their expenses in reducing this with the non-payment for club locations, venues, refreshments, etc. There can always be some benefits accrued which can be passed on to the members. We as Toastmasters should be considerate.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krishnan. I think all others are, internet connectivity issue for Toastmaster Krishnan. All right. Is there anybody who wants to speak? Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Krishnan. Is there anybody who would like to speak? I recognize distinguished Toastmaster Abraham Zakaria, but since you've already spoken, I will give an opportunity for somebody else to speak against the motion. Yes, Toastmaster Kundavi, I recognize you. Please go ahead and speak against the motion.
Thank you so much, President. Actually, I agree with what DTM Zakaria has said and what Bhavya has said. COVID will come to an end soon because, and we are going to meet in person also. At that time, we will be having our expenses doubled. So definitely we will need some reserve. And it cannot be agreed that we are not having any expenses right now because we are conducting all the contests and all the, actually we are conducting more and more meetings online. We are recognizing people for that also. When we are shipping it, it is normal, it is costing more than what we actually do. for all these expenses, if we reduce the fees, that will put our club into a kind of difficult situation. We wouldn't want to do that. So I think we have to go continue with whatever fees we are taking now. This is what I'm summing up.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kundavi. Since there has been enough discussion on this topic, we will now proceed to vote on the motion to change the club fee from rupees 4,500 to rupees 3,600. Zoom Master, can you please launch the poll? Poll will be on for 30 seconds. Thank you. For the motion to reduce the membership fee from rupees 4,500 to rupees 3,600, we have had 82 votes out of the 161 members present. Others, I assume, are abstained from voting. In favor of the motion, we have 50 votes, and against the motion, we have 32 votes, and by a favorable majority, the motion to reduce the membership fee from rupees 4,500 to rupees 3,600 is adopted by the club, and the executive committee will take the necessary action to implement this. Thank you. Is there any further business to consider? If no, I would like to thank all the members for turning out professionally and for indulging in conducting this club business. Thank you all, and I will now adjourn the meeting number 123 to 31st July 2021 at 7 p.m. Over to the MC. Please take over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, DTM Vaikunth and team, for such an engaging demo meeting. Now, let me welcome back our District Parliamentarian, DTM Sivaraj Piramuthu, to brief about this demo.
Thank you, MC. So now we have witnessed the real demo session. The demo session was little lengthy. We purposefully kept all the business, whatever possible we can conduct. So we had our treasurer presenting the budget. We had a new member induction, and we had a discussion going on two motions. One was the pending business, and one was the new business. Now you come to know that how a business session will be go. Normally, during business, any business session, we won't have this much. Maybe one business may come. It will take hardly 10 to 15 minutes. When within that, we will complete our whole process. Now, you will be having a lot of doubts. What is this? How to do like that? Now, if you have any questions, please ask me so that I can explain why the president he called to order. What does it mean? If anybody knows about it, please tell me. Please, it should be interactive now. Everybody it's open for all. Please answer. What
to start the meeting officially?
It's not that.
To go with the meeting as per the agenda.
Yes. When somebody is telling call to order, the order is the agenda is prepared. So we will follow the order. But President, at the beginning, he asked for adoption of agenda. Whether we are going to, is there any changes? When he asked for it, they said, yes, they accepted. So that means the agenda will be followed. If there is a change, then we will implement that change, then we will follow. So this has to be done. Once it is adopted, nobody can change the agenda. We have to go. If you want to make any further change, then again you have to bring a motion and then change it. I will explain to you later on. Okay, now what is the next procedure? The secretary read the minutes of meeting. We took time to read the entire minutes of meeting. We know they are wasting time, but still, have you noted the business part? What the transaction was going on in the business session, in the previous business, it was again repeated to our members, and the members approved that minutes of meeting. Now only this will go for record. If you just circulate and if it is not approved by the members, it will not go to the records. Now it is approved. So the previous minutes of meeting is approved. Now next part, even the presiding officer went for club officers report. So he asked about the report. There was no, then treasurer presented the other, so the treasurer presented the budget. So this is very important part in our regular meetings. So are you or your club, they are presenting the budget to you or getting approved? See, our treasurer, he presented the budget and he's going to spend that amount. He asked your permission and the members has accepted it. Okay. So same way, the treasurer has to do that. And later on, we had new member induction. Why we did the new member induction during business session? Anyone? Can you tell why we did the new member induction during the business session?
To take the approval of all the members for inducting the new member, and we'll have a quorum will be there during the business session.
Yes. See, we need quorum. The quorum was present, and we need the approval from the members to induct any member into this club. Any club, the members has to approve. Why? Because there may be some members from some other club might come and join us, but we know that the club member is a troublemaker. So how will you allow that member inside the club? So you have all the rights to reject it. If membership want to achieve his target, PCP target is always watching that only. So I have to achieve that, I have to achieve that. But the club is more concerned about the atmosphere, the friendly atmosphere. We don't want to lose that. Okay, so that is why we go for voting. That's why it is done during the business session where the quorum is present. Now for the quorum, there was a question in the chat session. Somebody was asked me, what is active members? Who will decide? The active members means who has paid the fees. Okay, but he's not coming for the club regular meeting. So now the club executive committee, same way what we conducted the business session, they can bring a motion and decide on who will be the active members. This is the rights of the club. So they can decide. They will tell that, okay, if the club member is not coming for meeting for continuously for 5 meetings or 6 meetings, out of 6 meetings, if they are not attending 3 meetings, something like that, you should have a condition. So once that is passed and approved by the members, now it is the club decision. So they become active or, so that is why we are telling active members is very important, because otherwise it's very difficult to meet the quorum. For example, there are clubs with 60 members and only 25 members are active. If it is 60, then we need 31 as quorum. There you will get the quorum. So the club cannot transact any business at all. That is the reason the Toastmaster International has clearly mentioned in our constitution, it should be majority of active members. The club can decide who's the active members. That one later on we can discuss about it. Now next question, if any question is there, you can ask me. We have 1 more minute. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Adi from 4 Kites Toastmasters Club.
Yeah.
Presiding officer was asking if there is a change in the agenda to call out to the members. What if there is a change in the agenda? Do we change the agenda in the meeting?
No, for example, if one speaker, some order was the treasurer report was there, okay, budget proposal. Maybe the treasurer is not present. He has not come yet to the meeting. Now the members somebody can propose for a change that the agenda can be changed, or we can shift the treasurer report later on. So like that, we can bring a motion and change the order. Now, once the agenda is changed, now it is the new order. So again, with the change, it will be adopted. We will follow that out. Okay. Any other question?
I do have.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
This is Indu here from Oceans Toastmasters Club. And
Yes.
in the discussion, someone said something about reference committee. Is there something different from the ExCom team, or Could you please brief a little about any reference committee? I don't get any idea about that.
Yeah, okay, it's a good question. This I will explain in the second part. Okay, the second part of the session after the break, we will have the detailed how the main motion is got, why we bring like that, and regarding the subsidiary motion, all those things we will discuss. I will explain you clearly, so you will come to know about the refer to a committee. Now here, the last meeting, yeah, as per that, they had a discussion to change the timing. They could not conclude after the debate. So the debate was continuing back and forth. So what the club would have decided, somebody would have passed, I think DTM Zakaria has passed a motion to refer to a committee. The refer to a committee is a senior Toastmaster or somebody with 2-3 people. They have more knowledge about the club. They can go and discuss with all the people. We cannot waste our time continuously talking about this. So these people be allowed and give time, at least 1 week time. So they have time, they will talk over phone or they will meet personally and finally get the feedback from each member and present the report to the club. This is why how the refer to committee work. Now we are on almost 8 o'clock. We will take question in the second part of the episode. Please note down your question. Even in the chat box also you can share. I will note down. If possible, we will discuss. Now I will hand out the session back to our MC Toastmaster Adini Veda.
Thank you so much, District Parliamentarian DTM Sivaraj. And any questions, please post it in the chat box. We'll address it during the Q&A session at the end of the meeting. We also have our presiding officer and the secretary from demo meeting who have posted the documents for your reference. With that note, now the time is 8:02. We'll correctly observe a 5-minute break and we'll see you all back in just 5 minutes.
One correction, 8:05 we will be back.
Yeah, 8:05 we'll be back.
Amazing demonstration. A big round of applause for the team for putting in so much of effort. Seriously, gave a lot of clarity. Thank you so much for this. And your time management was also brilliant, amazing. Lots to learn. Thank you so much.
After the second rehearsal.
Okay.
No, actual this one, because it is very new for our district. Some of the clubs are actually doing regularly in their meeting. So normally they spend only 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, they complete the club business session. Normally, there won't be any business, continuous business. Every time the members will not have a doubt in their mind. They come to the no, you do this, you do this. I can't keep on asking the same question. One time I come for club protection of fees and the club is voted for it. I cannot come and the next week I come and I can pass a motion to increase the fees. So this is not fair also. So we won't do like that. So the club will not act in that manner. We have to give a time to see that because it is the decision of the club. Now, it is not the decision of individual. It is the decision of the club. Now we have to respect it. We follow it and later on we will see what will happen. After some time, we feel that after 6 months, there is something, nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. So after 6 months, we never knew what will happen. So after that, then we can do this. Okay. What changes we can, so people can bring motion. Now the cost has increased. Now immediately our treasurer will feel the heat. Immediately will request, I will bring the motion in the next meeting. Okay, then you bring it. See, this is how this is healthy debate. See, if you see like this, that most of the clubs, they will have an argument. Debates will be there. It will be a hot debate. But after the debate, everybody is okay, same now. Because the club has decided, not the members. So not the individual one. It is the total members.
Democratic process.
Democratic process. That is why we are keeping on telling the parliamentary, we have to follow the parliamentary process.
DTM Sivaraj and Vaikunth.
Yeah, I think.
Excuse me. Yeah. Okay, I have to leave.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, DTM Zakaria.
Right. Sorry,
thank you very much.
I have no other. Okay, thank you.
I think it's time up.
Can we get back to the session?
Yes.
Yes. Audience, to ensure that all of you are back from, can you all switch your video on and off once? At least on and off once. Yeah, can I see you all? Can I see the videos coming up? Yeah, I'm seeing. Thank you so much. I believe all of you are back from your break. And now let us proceed with this session. To get going with the session, let me again hand over the stage back to our district parliamentarian, DTM Sivaraj Piramuthu.
Thank you very much, MC Atiniveda. Now, earlier the demo team did. Okay. Now it is the chance for all the members who are present here. Now you will be actively participating. You will be passing the motion and whatever it is. So I'll be helping you out. Before that, let me explain why. Then later on we can do. Okay. So it's a workshop. It's an interactive session. Now you all will be passing motions now. Okay. Then you will go to your club and you will raise the motion there. Okay. Let us move. So let me explain. Let me share my screen first. Okay. So can you all see?
Yes.
Yes, you are able to see.
So let us now talk about the motion. So everybody is telling when you want to talk or raise any issues in the club, you have to raise it as a proposal to the action and what is the action to be taken. So that we call it as a motion. So now how to handle a motion? There is a 6 steps. So let us explain. Members make a motion. So in the demo meeting, you have seen that the member has proposed a motion to the presiding officer. So to reduce the club fees. And they were suggesting, no, you have to bring a motion. When you want to bring a motion, you have to say, I propose. This is the first step. Either you say, I propose or I move that the club fees is reduced to 3,500. Okay. Or you want something else. I want club contest to be in person or the club contest online. All those things you can bring during that time. So, but it is I propose that or I move that. This statement should be like. So once you have this statement, then you will be specific what you want the committee to do. Okay. So this is the first. Second is another member seconds the motion. Why it has to be seconded? See, this is the first one is the proposer. Now, if there is no second for a motion, then the motion is already lost. Nobody is supporting. Why the club has to waste time in discussing about the topic? So you topic there you see it, when somebody proposed it, there were members to support second him. So once it seconds, now from the proposer side, it will go to the presiding officer. Now presiding officer, for any members, when you want to propose, when the business meeting, first you have to get recognized. When you want to make a motion in the first step, you have to get recognized. In the club business meeting, you are not allowed to interrupt the presiding officer or somebody who is speaking. You have to raise your hands and the club president will recognize and then you make a motion. For a second, we need not get recognized. You can directly tell I second the motion because I know this is a very good topic. We want to support it. So I second the motion. No need to wait for any recognition. But the first proposer has to get recognized. You have to raise your hand. President has to recognize you. Then you tell your state your motion. Okay. Now the presiding officer plays the motion before the group. How he will do? See, it has been proposed and seconded that the club fees has to be reduced. So now it is very clear. Now the property, it was started as a property of a proposer. One particular Toastmaster has proposed. Now, once the president declares that it is proposed and seconded, and then he restates the motion, now it becomes the property of the club. Now, nobody has the right to drop it. It has to go for a debate, and finally it has to be voted. Then only you can close them. So now the third step is when it is completed, now you are it becomes the club property. Now the motion is open for debate. Now, President will open for the debate. Normally, it will be the first who has proposed will be talk on the topic. So he will be talking on the topic. After him, then the opposing team wants somebody has to do. Then again comes to the somebody who talks in favor of the motion, against the motion, like that. Opposing team, it goes like that. And nobody is will get second chance unless if somebody is waiting. If they are in the waiting to speak, they will never get a chance. In our demo meeting, DTM Abraham Zakaria raised his hand again to speak. That you won't get chance because there are a lot of people waiting to talk. Since because of the time constraint, we close the debate. Otherwise, the debate may go further also. So motion is open for debate. Then the motion after some time, then the motion is, if there is no questions, okay, are there any debate is not there, then it goes for voting. So when we go for voting, there is the people will decide now they will has to vote, but it is not compulsory that all has to vote. The quorum is present in the meeting, and it is not mandatory that all has to vote. Maybe the member feels I don't know about this topic, or he feels both is okay. So where he will vote, he will not vote like this. There is no option like that. So what will happen? So he may feel like I will abstain from vote, so he will never vote. So the what percentage of people are voted from that, the majority should be there. That should be 50 plus 1. 50% plus 1. That will give the majority. Then the presiding officer announces the result. Now, if the motion was passed, okay, accepted, adopted by the members, now the presiding officer has to, or the executive committee has to take action on. So he will tell what actions they will do. As in the demo meeting, the presiding officer mentioned that he will take due course. In the due course, he will take the action for. So it is okay. If it is rejected, that is okay. Now the club has decided. It is not executive committee has decided. It is not the members has decided. It is the club now has decided. Okay. So these are the main steps for motion. So now I told you clearly now your club is going to have a business meeting. Now you have a lot of issues in your mind in your regular meeting where you can ask this question. You can ask only during the business session. If you allot 15 to 20 minutes for your regular business session in your regular meeting, it is okay. Or else you can contact monthly once. We can have a business meeting separately, maybe half an hour or 45 minutes for business session or a business meeting. There is no difference between business meeting and session. There are clubs, they will do business meetings separately, not from the regular meeting. But since we are Toastmasters, we regularly meet every week. Along in the meeting, we allot some time for, so it becomes a business session. So both are same. Don't worry, only the timings varies. Now, I request all the members, now you are to actively participate. Now I will request you to pass some motions. So anybody can propose a motion. I want to see how you are proposing a motion. Whatever it is. You may have some issue in your club, you can propose here. Please, all members. Anyone?
Shall we keep one motion per business meeting always, not to have more than one?
Sorry, more than one? What do you, could you please repeat it?
I'm just requesting the club here to always keep one motion in a business meeting, not more than one.
It is, see, if the club timing is, if it is only 15 minutes, normally they will wind up. In today's meeting, we had extended. We want to show as a demo.
I'm keeping it as a motion, sir, here.
Oh, sorry. Yes, please. Yes, Gauri, please restate. So can you restate it?
Can we always have one motion per business meeting moving forward?
Yes. Now, I said in the beginning, when you want to make a motion, you have to say, I propose. You cannot suggest. You cannot ask, request. So here, just I propose, or you tell, I move that. Okay. The club. Try now. I propose that.
I propose that club should always have one motion per business meeting moving forward.
Moving forward, we can remove. It's not required.
No.
Per business meeting. That's it. one motion per business meeting. So one business only we will take and we will talk about that. This is a good motion. Is there any second for this? Anybody like to second it?
I second.
See, now you got a support now. So now this motion has to be taken by our presiding officer. We will go for debate and then it will get, the members will decide whether it is okay or not. So it's a good one. Now let me ask anybody to propose some other.
So motion means to finalize the decision or to take the decision, is it?
Yes, any decision you want, okay, to be taken, and you feel that will be good for the club, then you can state it as a motion. Okay, so you can try. I will suggest whether it is okay.
Okay.
I propose the club to have in-person meeting once in a month.
Yes. That is good.
I second that.
I second the motion. It is very simple. You can tell I second the motion or I second that we will have one. So you should continue doing like this. You ask only during the business session where we have time to talk with the executive committee. Otherwise, executive committee is doing something and we do something and we don't know what is happening. Finally, we are only watching the DCP boards and telling that, yes, our club has achieved 10 DCP goals. Okay, but what about the difficulties the club executive committee is facing? They have to report to you also. At the same time, you also can ask them. Okay, is there anybody can propose some motion, different motion, anything?
So I propose would like to accept the membership for only active members in the last six meetings.
This is something critical. It's a hot topic. You are going to reject the inactive members, right? See, yes. You have to think in different terms. If somebody who is not, he's paying you the fees, but he's not coming to the regular meetings, maybe he has some issues. Maybe he has work pressure or something like that. You have to be considerate when you are removing a member from the club. If the contact is good, like that, you can talk to him. The club executive committee can talk to them to bring come to the at least monthly once you can come for the meeting. But it is okay. You can bring this motion. But my honest suggestion for removing any member, please don't be in a hurry to remove any member. You have to think a lot. Even if the member is having some issue, you have to consider from his point of view, what is his problem? You have to so you have to always resolve the conflict, not to take action or to expel somebody or take disciplinary action. That is the last resort. Club should follow steps. First, resolve the conflict at the budding stage. Not possible, go to the next step with the help of a committee, with the help of a coach or mentor or somebody else. Just my suggestion. But the proposed was the motion was proposed. The motion was proposed correctly. Thank you very much. So we'll move to the next part. Now you know that the main motion is passed. So this is how we will conduct the business. Maybe there is in between, there are some issues that are coming. Somebody is raising the hand. Okay, yes, Toastmaster Manju.
Yeah,
Manju.
Yeah. Sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, I have a question. If, suppose such a motion is proposed and you have given these 6 steps, is there a place where we can, I'm not in a position to start my video, I'm really sorry. So yeah, I'm having low network. So is there a place where we can oppose it or defend or give the contrarian viewpoints, the other side? Like now this member proposed that only if you attend the last 6 weeks meeting, we can be a member or a membership may be removed. Then how can we have that open for debate, right? Point number 4, is it like, should we raise our hands or is there some particular methodology we need to follow?
See, only thing is we should not interrupt the speaker, the proceedings. So if the presiding officer is speaking, you wait for a time, you raise your hand, sure he will recognize you and ask. So it is a democratic procedure. Somebody wants to speak, we should allow him to speak. But there is a procedure. You should not interrupt somebody. So you raise your hand. When the turn comes, surely the club president will ask you to speak. That time you can debate on the, you can mention that what is your concern. 100%, it is not without, just like that, a member cannot decide, I will remove all the inactive members. We have to go and meet it. So 5 members are inactive. Talk to the inactive members. Each may have different issues. To them first. Let a committee can talk to them. Then you can solve it easily. There may be a, okay, this is how the democratic procedure is.
Okay, so sir, in that case, open for debate means we can even suppose there is a debate, 3 or 4 people, speak, and finally no decision is made. Can we also propose? Can we have
a committee? That is what. Now the second part, you are in the beginning stage. Now main motion, you know how to create a main motion. This is the least motion in the motion. That is a precedence. Okay. So this is the least priority, main motion, because first motion is passed. Now we will go to the second part. Okay. Now you will understand. So wait for some time. Your question will be answered. Okay.
Sir, is it possible for the presiding officer to reject a motion proposed, not take it for discussion?
No.
Anything like what we discussed about removing this one. Can the presiding officer reject it?
Presiding officer will not reject. If there is a proposer and second, then it will go. I will explain later on how it can be killed. How can a motion can be killed, or maybe postponed for some time. So there are ways, I will tell you. So let us move on to the next part. Now the subsidiary motion. What is subsidiary? The main motion, which will support the this one. See, for example, this one. This will be in the from main motion. This is the next motion. If somebody who feels that, okay, now this whatever, if we discuss now some important criteria, this one is there. If we go for a debate and finally go for voting, this is going to create a problem, because if the club votes in favor or against also, this is not good for the club. If the members, some members feel they can move a motion here, the debate is going on, but before the voting is taken or before that, somebody can stand and tell, I propose another motion. That is a subsidiary motion to the main motion. What is going to tell? I want it to be postponed indefinitely. So he is asking for that. And for that, then he needs a second. Then people debate about the postpone indefinitely motion. And then they have to vote on this motion. Now it is proposed and seconded. So now it is in the table. So the main motion is still pending. And now the second motion has come, the subsidiary motion. Now we have to discuss on it and we have to go for voting. So if the club members think, yes, we have to postpone indefinitely. Now the motion is over. Now this pending, it will go in a pending part and it will take the matter later on. Okay. Now next part, another subsidiary motion is there. The proposal, some motion we have proposed, but you feel that it is not okay, the sentence is not, or you feel you want to change. Somebody has proposed, I propose that we purchase a new computer for our club. Okay. So there is a proposal like that, but you feel why new? Why not we go for second hand? Any computer, that is okay. So another member is telling, okay, we will remove that new. So he restate that he is proposing one motion to amend that motion, that new should be removed. Okay, so new is dropped now. So people will debate on that. Yes, it is okay. Then the people voted, okay, now finished. Now the new motion is, the main motion is pending, but amended motion is there. That it is only computer. But another member feel, now again after discussion, why only computer? Why not we go for laptop? So you want to remove that word computer and you want to insert a new word. So this is all can be done using this motion, amend. Okay.
Sorry. நான் வரும்போது அந்த பாய் எடுத்து மறந்துட்டேன்.
Somebody else, can you mute? Please. Okay. Now refer to a committee. There you somebody asked me the question, when we will refer to a committee. See, we are main motion is alive and people are debating and it is taking more time, but it is not, it is inconclusive. Now what do you do? So we can't waste our time. One member feels that why not we refer to people who are experienced people, let them form a committee and decide on this and give us the report. Then we will vote on it. Okay, now refer to a committee. So I am proposing a motion. The main motion is still pending. Now I am proposing, I am referring to a committee. Okay, we will refer. I propose that the motion, I can state that motion and refer to a committee. I have a second. Now go for debate and vote. If people, all the members say yes, refer to my committee is good. Committee have knowledge. They are senior people. They will decide. So now the president has to take action. He has to appoint a senior member as a committee leader, and he has to appoint 2 other people, maybe a club mentor, or he can request the support of other club also. It is possible if the members agree. I will talk to area director. I'll appoint area director as a committee head. We are allowed to do that. We can bring from other area and put as a committee. But mostly we have to refrain from taking from other areas. We can use our club resources. If members feel that we want somebody else, so we can bring somebody else from other area to come and be a referee. Okay. Now this is the third motion. Okay. Now next is postpone to a certain time. We can postpone the motion to a certain time. So we were debating and it is going on and somebody comes and tells, why not we postpone? I propose that the motion is postponed to next meeting. Yes, we are still, there are some important people are missing. Okay, they are not available. So if they come, it will be good for discussion or good for the club. So somebody can propose, we will postpone it to certain time. Or limit or extend times of the debate. Say the debate is lengthy, then somebody can suggest, why not we limit to another 10 minutes only for the discussion. We'll go for voting later. So this is the extent. Or somebody want to extend time. We will discuss this one because it is an important issue. Let us discuss for another 10 more minutes. That can be done. Now previous question. Now this one is called close the debate. So the people are talking now. Why they will keep on talking about this motion? Let us go and vote and decide. Why? By talking, what will happen? So they are deciding and telling they can start ask for previous question or close the debate. So close the debate means we'll pending motion, that motion will stop and go for vote. Lay on table is if the club business is going on now. We have a surprise visit and our district director has come to our club. Now, people feel that district district director has visited our club. So we have to give chance for him. So somebody can propose the pending motion, we can lay it on the table for some time. We will first take care of our guest. Then later on, again, we will come back to the business section and continue. So in that case, we can use this lay on table. So now these are the important subsidiary motion. The highest precedence from here is when you feel like that the highest is the number starts from the lowest. So after main motion, the postpone indefinitely will come, then amend, then refer to committee, then postpone to a certain time, then limit all that. Why they kept in this order is there should not be any confusion while conducting a business. So somebody is keep on raising the motion, postponing, or they want like that. It should not affect the main motion. The business has to continue and it has to conduct it smoothly. Everybody has the right to do something, okay, but that should not affect the club business. That is the reason this subsidiary motions, or it will be helpful for the main motion. So these are the 7 subsidiary motions. Now, for example, you feel that in your club fee, we will not talk about the club fees. You want to take some action against a member, and somebody is proposing that member has used some unparliamentary words. So so the club has to take action. Somebody is and the debate has gone. People are saying, no, that Toastmaster is a very genuine Toastmaster. You would have not used unparliamentary words. Or people are debating. Then the club members felt, okay, why will not refer to a committee and somebody can propose to refer to a committee. Can anyone propose? So the motion is same. I propose or I move that.
I propose that this motion be referred to a committee for further study and report.
So now the motion has been proposed. So if there is any second.
I second it.
Okay. So now I got the second. So now I am tabling it for debate, and after debate, people will vote. If they voted in favor, then it will be referred to a committee. And after the committee gives the report, then the main motion again we will discuss. I will not discuss, will not debate, we'll go for voting based on the referral committee has given the report. Now the club can decide to accept as per the committee's report, or they can vote against. No problem. But the main motion is still alive. We have to vote on it. Okay, this is how the club goes. Now the next another set of motions I'll tell, which is important, privileged motion. Here, this motion is no way connected with your main motion or your subsidiary motion. It is the privilege of the members. Okay, we will see what it is. This is also in order. This is the lowest rank. So after subsidiary motion, will be the, when it comes, this will become highest. Main motion is the lowest. Subsidiary motion is the next to that. And the privileged motion is the higher to the higher. In that higher, we have from the lowest I am telling here. Call for orders of the day. If the presiding officer missed something and is not following the order, so member can raise and tell call for orders of the day. So this is how they will tell. Once you don't need it to get so there are some conditions when you want to refer to a committee. Okay. So when you can interrupt the speaker because the order is not followed. So you can just call for orders of the day, and this one doesn't need any no need for debate and no need for any vote. So the member has the privilege because the order is not followed as per the agenda. So member can raise and call for orders of the day, and immediately the presiding officer will acknowledge, and then he will follow the order. Okay. Now this is the first privilege motion. And sorry.
Can we call for the order in business meeting alone or general meetings also?
Actually, it should be for the business meeting, but not in our regular meetings also. Mostly they will follow, but you can tell it as a recommendation. But the general evaluator has to give the report. He has to tell the agenda order is not followed. But no club. I have not seen a general evaluator normally doing that. But the general evaluator has to say that. That is why the agenda is so important. Okay.
Okay.
Now the second was raise a question of privilege. Now this one also need not. We don't need any. We can interrupt the speaker. Suddenly in the meeting, my voice is not clear. It's not audible in the meeting. Regular meeting, you are sitting at the back of the hall. So what is the point in sitting for a business meeting? So now you can interrupt and tell. You can raise a question of privilege. Then immediately presiding officer, what is that? We can't hear. So that has to be solved first. Okay. So that has to be done. So this also doesn't need no debate, no voting. Directly they can interrupt and tell. It is the privilege of the member. Recess time. Now members are debating for a long time and you want a recess. So you can raise this privilege motion. I want a 5 minutes break. The biological your nature call. So your data. So you can ask for all the members. You can ask for recess. So this motion, then it has to be voted for this. You need a majority. Okay, no debate, but majority voting has to be done. If accept, then we can give a break for 10. Adjourn the meeting. So if you feel the meeting is going unruly, it's out good. The debate becomes hot, and sometimes it may happen. Few clubs they have this issue. Maybe very few. Normally, Toastmasters never do that like that. But if they have like that, so then you have this chance. Adjourn the meeting. A member can tell, okay, adjourn the meeting. So this one also we don't need. We need a second, but we need a majority. No need for discussion. Okay. It's time to adjourn. Normally, at the end of the meeting, the club president tell the meeting is adjourned. What does it mean? Adjourn. We are not closing the meeting. We are adjourning the meeting. Adjourning. So anyone can tell what is adjourn. If it's time to adjourn, or just adjourn. What does it mean?
end the meeting?
No, actually, this is not end. We are
shifting to a later time.
Later time. Yeah, the next is continuation of this one. Okay, next, that is why we tell the meeting number or the time. We will meet next week. So the meeting is adjourned, means we are adjourning to some other. We will continue this from where we left in the next part, next meeting. So it is time to adjourn. Okay, so this is privileged motion. This is nowhere related with our main motion and subsidiary motion. This is all privileged motion. This is for the member privilege. So he has the right to ask for this. So this is, so this 13 motion, what we discussed now, this is the most important motions you have to know in Toastmasters. Not only in Toastmasters, even in the regular life, this 13 motion, the first main motion and the 7 subsidiary motion and 5 privileged motion. Once you know all this one, you can attend any parliamentary session, you can manage with this. So any meetings, they follow this. Any club meetings, you go to a club association meeting, you go to attend maybe association meeting or business forum, they follow. Okay, so these are the important motions. Now, let us move on to, there are some incidental motions. This is all 8 incidental motion are there, but this is not very important. We will not discuss much about it, but you know what type of motions are there. Yes, I will tell. Point of order. If the order is not followed, there is something is there, but president has not followed. You can ask for that. The incidental report or just only, it is not going to change the substance of the motion, main motion. Okay, it is just going to tell about okay, what has to be done, the process, what is happening for that. Appeal, if the presiding officer is not following or the presiding officer has rejected something, and then you can ask for appeal. Appeal means then you can go for voting. Now presiding officer rejected, somebody asked whether the presiding officer cannot take or something. So during time or something, the debate, something is not allowed, then you can go for appeal. Point of information, you need some information. Suddenly the topic is going about club fees. Suddenly the member feels that I want to know the balance, how much the club balance is. So he can, point of information he can raise and ask the treasurer for what is the balance. Suspension of rules, some club rules, anything is there. For time being, we can suspend. So that one. So it is not related with policy, or you cannot suspend your, you call constitution or bylaws. This is, you might have in your club some rules, that one. Objection to consideration of questions. See, this is the most important, what you are saying. Some motion has been brought, proposed and second, and you feel that immediately this will have some problem if they go for discussion. So in that case, you can object to consideration of question. You can ask consideration of question is nothing but consideration of motion. So the motion has to be closed. In that case, you can use. And division of question is, the motion is lengthy, we can divide it into two motions. The consideration of paragraph means if there might be in parliament and all, they will give a lengthy motion. So that one by paragraph, they will consider it from paragraph. Division of assembly is something with related with voting. So now you want to vote, okay? And voice vote. Normally during business meeting, it will be a voice vote only. A, nay, you make sound. They will ask those who are in favor, please say A. They will say A, they all will tell. Then those who are in against, say no, nay. They will tell nay, like that. Or sound, with the sound, they will tell okay. They will decide A as one, like that. But sometimes the member, any one member feel that that is not right, he can ask for division of us. That means they have to raise their hand or they have to stand. Those who are in favor has to stand, and then they will count like that. This is how. Okay. Now additional motions. Now this is all incidental motions. There's some special motions are there to reconsider or rescind a motion. Okay. What is reconsider? See, if you already some motion is passed, we have to reconsider it. So, okay, we can reconsider. Only who can reconsider? People who voted favor of that motion. So that can be used and rescind. These are not serious motions. but this one, it is not used regularly, once often. So total 23 motions are there, which we have to know. Out of the 13 motion is very important. That will be useful during normal club business meeting. So we will limit to that. So now shall I ask you, can a motion be adopted when many members abstain?
Yes.
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 Motion can, yes, motion can be adopted because people has the right to abstain. Okay. Can a member be required to vote on a motion? See, if whatever the poll is given, compulsorily you have to vote. Is it like that?
No.
No. Yeah, the member has the right not to vote. Okay. What is plurality vote? Can a motion be adopted with plurality vote? If there is majority and plurality. Okay. What is plurality is the largest number. See, 3 people are there. 3 decision is there. You want to vote on that. Or if you want the election, 3 people are standing, you are voting. Okay. Majority is 50 plus 1. But if all the members got 40, somebody got 35, another got 15 or something like that. Now, whether we will select the plurality means who got the largest vote, that is 40. But in the motion and all, we can't decide like that. Even in our election, in some election, we are not allowed to accept this plurality vote. So in that case, we will reject the third one. The least vote, we will reject them. And then again, we will go for polling. Now 2 people will be standing. There, somebody has to get 50 plus 1, 50% plus 1 vote. Then he will be the winner. So this is why. So can a motion be adopted with plurality vote? No. Can a presiding officer participate in debate? No. Why? Presiding officer should be impartial. So if he is partial to the motion, then it is not. So you should not be participating in it. If he want to participate in a debate, he can hand over the gavel to the next officer, that is a VP education, and then he can move on. Can a presiding officer introduce a motion? No. If you want, he can encourage members to vote on a motion. Okay. So this is the end. This is the chart of motions that I was mentioning. So if you see, the 13th one is the original main motion. The precedence, if you see, the fix the time to which to adjourn is the top priority. Then comes adjourn, take a recess. This document, I will send it to you. You can have a look. Okay. Now I'll come to the questions part. So any questions? Yes, please. I forgot to tell, sorry, one point I will tell. Is the president allowed to vote on the motion?
No.
The president does not vote on any motion, but he will vote only when it will change the result. That means if 16-16, if somebody has voted 16-16, okay, so it is equal. Now the against favor, and if now the president is watching, if any motion is high, that means it is defeated. If the president want to vote on the defeating side, that's against side, so he need not vote because already motion is defeated. But if you want to vote in favor, then he can. Otherwise, the motion is in 16-15. Now you want to defeat the motion. In that case, he can vote to the defeat. So that is why the president vote is, or when it is change the result, then he can vote. Okay, now people can ask questions.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. First one is, if the ExCom has already taken a decision by stating the spouse of the member cannot come as a guest for a meeting, like they took the decision by themselves and they implemented the decision. As a member, how can I object or put that discussion in the forum?
Yeah, when the business session is coming, you raise it.
Like exact phrase, how to say that I don't.
Yeah, I propose. See, now what is your action? You tell. What is the action that is there?
So the condition to be removed, like anybody can come as a guest to the meeting.
Yeah, so you check, then during the club business session, raise it as a. Okay, I propose that anybody can attend as a guest.
Okay.
Because there is some restriction. So you can ask restriction to be, for guests can be removed. Like that you can.
So this particular restriction, it has to be adapted in the standard addendum, or it can be considered as a MOM point in the business meeting.
What is your first? You have to see the standard addendum. See that there is some club. They have a rule that they will allow so and so only for the as a member. If it is a corporate club, sure they have to be a member of the. They have to be employee of the club, the corporate. Otherwise, they will not allow you to be a member. So in that case, we cannot go and change that. It's not possible. If it is a community club and they say this is for a certain community, okay, you can't change it. But you can raise it in your business session that I want to change. So for that, you have to inform them before and then request that 1 week before you can inform next business meeting, I will raise it as a motion. Then you can raise it as a motion, somebody second it, then you can go for discussion and then the club can.
Okay, and whatever the motion types, the entire parliamentarian procedures you have mentioned, it is coming under Robert's Rules of Order in New Revised Book, right?
Yes, Robert Rules of Order, it has a lot of more than 86 motions also.
Yeah, my doubt is, as per the district, we have the option to adopt that Robert's rule or else the existing parliamentarian position which is followed in the particular country, if I'm not wrong. So did we attempt anything like that in the past for any of the districts, or the entire community in the Toastmasters International following only the Robert's rules?
No, UK, they won't follow, they won't accept the American system. Robert Rules of Order is American. So 100% I know very well, I can tell now, UK would have not accepted this. They will adopt their own style. They are the rulers. Americans are came now, how they will accept?
Okay, then do we have any such thing for Tamil Nadu as a district?
We don't have. Tamil Nadu, we don't have a constitution. It is Indian constitution.
Oh, sorry.
So whatever it is, Indian system. Yes, we follow our own style, which is mixed of UK, European and American style.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, please. We have some more questions I can handle.
Yes. Hello, sir.
Sir, I have a question.
Already, Padma, Toastmaster Padma. Yes, please.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that wonderful session. It was quite enlightening for many of us, especially who are, trying to learn some of these parliamentary proceedings. Thank you so much for that. Sir, my question is more related to the demo that happened. So where the treasurer came and submitted the budget related details. He mentioned about what is the actuals and what is the plan he has, etc., etc. Now that he might have worked out based on what is the membership fees and other things that he is getting. But subsequent to that, submission, and after everyone has accepted, there is a motion that is getting passed which says that, we want to reduce the membership fees. So this means the treasurer will have an impact and he has to again revisit and bring it up, right? So how does that proceeding, I mean, where does the treasurer has that advantage to come back and say that, I will rework on my budgets, sir? Is it something, another motion that he has to pass, or how should that be handled?
Yeah, now what is time being, it is accepted by because the motion is accepted by the members. Now we have to go for it. So we will, the club, the treasurer will follow this one, the club executive committee will follow the low fees for some more time, maybe 1 or 2 months. 100% there will be a shortage. Again, the club members, the treasurer will come to the club and say, now we are having shortage. So please raise our fees. Raise it. Now the members have no choice. We can't pay for the venue. I can't pay for your awards. So such a thing. The members will accept.
Okay. So in that session, he doesn't need to take it. He can probably see how the situation is.
Because budget was already proposed. It is over. The business is closed. The report was approved. And finally, we went for this one. So we thought the treasurer might have thought the club will reject. He opposed it. But in spite of that, the club voted in favor of the motion. So he has to abide by it.
Okay. Sure, sir. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Yes, sir. My name is Ashwin. I am from Malwarpet Toastmasters and I have a question. Could you elaborate more on the club parliamentarian position and how that person is appointed and what it entails?
Yeah. Now the club parliamentarian will help your president. Okay. During business session, there is a lot of questions will come, lot of motions. Suddenly, the presiding officer will be concentrating on the discussion on this. If he's missing the order or something like that, he has some doubt, you need to ask someone, right? Who will help your president? So the club president will, parliamentarian will be sitting near to the club president during the business session, and they will help him if something, if I know, I will tell. So that is why I will keep, the club president will be having the records. Records means the club constitution, the club bylaw, your Robert Rules of Order, or some documents he will have, the charter of motions, what I mentioned, that he will be having. So with that, he can continue.
So does the club parliamentarian by default be the presiding officer for the business meeting?
No, presiding officer has the authority. Okay, parliamentarian, he will never interfere. He will only give suggestion to the presiding officer.
Okay.
I got presiding officer action is only, and the club members will be decided. Parliamentarian will never interfere in that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Please, any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
For laying on the table and postponing to indefinite or to a certain time, it's more or less sounds similar. At exact what different scenarios we use them?
Now, for postponed for certain time is, I think that we need time. Okay, 1 week time for discussion. So I propose for next week. So I give the time. So that is what. But when it is indefinitely, we are telling, okay, we will, they want to kill the main motion. So that is their intention. But for that, debate has been done and the majority voted. So that means the main motion is, because for bringing a motion, we need only one proposer and one second. You got the point. The remaining people are not accepting, but the debate will go. So that is why they want to kill the motion. It is not good for the club if the members feel they can kill the motion by bringing the postponed indefinite. Okay. There are some ways because to fight this.
Lay on table is just a short break, is it?
Lay on table is for, yeah, as per the agenda, you have to follow the agenda. If you want to change the agenda, then you have to ask for certain time. Postpone to certain time can be used here also for the day. Instead of 10 o'clock now in the meeting, we can shift it to 10:30 because till that time we can lay on table or postpone that one you can use. That time at all. Okay. Yeah.
And if the one more question on the plurality that you have mentioned about. So when we are conducting the business meeting with a quorum, in the quorum, if certain members are abstaining their vote, it's like we are moving as a plurality, right? Not majority. If we have most of the members have abstained the voting, and we have only few left or one left to vote, we still can move the motion, is what we said, right? So it means it's plurality.
That is why normally we will have two options only, yes or no. Normal, how they will go in regular meeting, they will not give A or nay. They will ask people who are in favor of the motion tell A. Okay, so they will vote A. Then again they will ask people who are opposing say nay. They will say nay. This A and S are not same. Okay, and nay and no is not same. This is form in earlier English, not now. A means it is like for A and nay is for direct questions, positive questions. Did you see him? This is positive question. Okay, so you can say A, nay. But did you don't see something like that? If somebody is asking in a reverse way, then you have to say yes or no. But now in English we use it everywhere yes or no, and A, nay has gone. But in voting system, they want to make it clear A or nay. Okay. Any other questions?
Toastmaster Sivaraj, can you explain about the use of the gavel to call the meeting to order and to adjourn the meeting, etc.?
Yeah, the gavel is like a power which has been handed over to our presiding officer, our president. Okay, when the gavel is used, when the meeting is called to order, normally we have to use twice. Meeting is called to order. Okay, when you adjourn the meeting, it is single time. It is adjourned. But if you feel you want to, if there is in between, so many people are talking in between, and there is no order, then he can use thrice. That means order has to be followed. This and all, it's technical terms, but some area they differ in that. But generally, 2 times for call to order, single time to adjourn, and 3 times if you in between, if you want to maintain order. Somebody is speaking without, you are keep on telling them and they are talking among themselves, you can ask order. 3 times if you did, then they will understand.
Thank you for the information. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anyone? So we are running short of time. I have to, you can post your questions. My email ID and is there, and our TLI team will give one email ID and contact number also. My phone number, I can put it in my chat, my email and my mobile number. You can use it. Now, I have to thank the demo team, because the success of this today's presentation is because of the demo team. They took a lot of effort in preventing this or conducting this demo meeting. I have to thank all the participants, but because they're running short of time, let me hand over the session back to our MC.
Thank you so much, DTM Sivaraj. And I have dropped a link in the chat box, which has a Google form. And if you have any further questions, please drop the questions into the Google form and we'll ask the speaker to answer that. Now that we have extracted and gained knowledge from our educational speaker, I strongly believe from now on, we all together will take this back to the club as a leader and member of Toastmaster International and do the things only the right way from now on, strictly follow the norms of our constitution. With that, we have one last poll for you all to attend through the knowledge that you have gained by investing your time and attention in this session. Zoom Master, can you please post the poll? You'll be having 2 minutes to attend this poll and we'll share the result after 2 minutes. One minute has lapsed and you have 1 more minute to answer the questions.
We have only 38% who have voted so far. Others who have not voted, please.
Last 20 seconds. Ten seconds. And yes, the time is up. Zoom Master, can you launch the results? Yes. I request District Parliamentarian DTM Sivaraj to run through the responses.
Yeah. So the first one, what decision and action of the executive committee need to be ratified? Okay. So this is the most, that's what I told from the beginning. All the actions of the executive committee has to be ratified by the members. That means they have to come to the club members during the club business meeting. They have to get it approved. So this is the answer for the all decision and actions for the first one. The second one, what is the quorum required to conduct a club business meeting? So it is the majority of active members. The active members can decide about it. Okay. So majority of active members in the club may have 30 members. So in that active members is only 24. So the majority is 50% plus 1. So if the members are 24, then 50% is 12. So plus 1 is 13. So that will be the quorum. You can't change the quorum, but you can change the what an inactive member. The club can decide on inactive members. Who is inactive member? But club cannot change the quorum. That is in the constitution. Constitution change means then you have to go up to the international change. It's a 2/3 majority. Now the next one. When does the presiding officer vote on a motion? So already I told if it is going to affect the result. So 92% has said right. When does the presiding officer debate on a motion? He has to hand over the gavel to the next in charge. That means VP education, or if a VP education not present, then VP not. Club fees can be increased or decreased by. So the approval is not because WhatsApp approval, people are getting email approval. That is not allowed, right? It is, you have to do it in a proper way where the quorum is present. The club business meeting also. So this one, how often will you? This is for. I want how many people will respond to it. So at least once in a month. That is a good decision. People can continue, and later on we can have it regular meetings also. You can spend 20 minutes and you can learn the parliamentary procedures. It will be very useful for your club, and especially you can avoid conflicts. When you follow parliamentary procedure, conflicts will reduce. Yes. Now that's it. And MC, we have time. I think we have.
Yeah. Thank you so much all for actively participating in the session, making it more interactive and learning. We'll also drop a feedback form in the chat box. Please do attend that as well and share your feedback from the session. Since Toastmasters is all about learning and sharing, you all have learned so many insights from this session. Are you all ready to share it now? We have one last question for you. We have dropped a Mentimeter link in the chat box, which has just one simple question. Describe in just one word about the key takeaway from this session. Now take a time of 1 minute to shoot your answers in the Mentimeter link and see the magic of sharing on screen. Yeah, keep the answers coming. New learning, kudos to the team, insightful, excellent, informative. Types of motion, educational, equality, motions. Amazing, helpful. Come on, I request all the audience to take this Mentimeter link and shoot your answers. Enlightening, excellent, democratic process, need for the hour, fairness, avoid conflicts, encouraging, needed, exposure. Thank you so much, audience, for taking up the Mentimeter link and sharing all the key takeaways from this session. Now, moving to the most important session, vote of thanks. Now that we have come to the end of our session, it's now time to show our immense gratitude and thanks. To begin with, our educational speaker, District Parliamentarian, DTM Sivaraj Piramuthu, who gave us an insightful, well-planned and executed session. Next, to all the 10 members of the demo team who put up their best to give us a real-life experience on business meetings. Next, to the role players of this meeting who worked in the back end to ensure smooth running of the meeting, starting with timer DTM Vijay Rangan and Zoom Master, who is none other than our TLI chair of District 120, Toastmasters Srinath. Next, to each and every one of you who is present here to make this session more interacting, more engaging, more fun and learning. Last but not the least, our District 120's TLI team to pull in such a great show with so much key takeaways. Thank you everyone for making this event successful. With that note, let's call it a day and meet you all in another one such educational session from the TLI in the future. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you very much.